Turn up to this one. Customer said the boiler was leaking and there's no lights on the display. As you can see, the switch fuse spur is turned on, so we'll get the volt stick out. These are never 100% to be fair, but that's detecting voltage, so I'm going to say it's got power to the boiler. There we go, eventually. Another concerning thing is that the pressure is at 3.5 bar, so we're going to whip the case off, have a look inside. Straight away we can see that flow elbow is leaking directly onto the fan connection, so I'm guessing that's what's probably blown the fast blow. And you can see it's like a swimming pool in here. Not quite spa standard, but... So let's check out the cause of the high pressure. We're going to pull the filling loop key out and see if that's what's causing it. No, it's not that filling it. So the only other thing that can make the heating pressure go up like that is going to be the plate heat exchanger. People are going to be screaming in the comments saying it's the expansion vessel. It's not the expansion vessel, mate, it's cold. Boiler's been off for 2 days. Anyway, isolate the flow and return and then stick the hose on. Get your carefully placed waterproof bucket. Isn't every bucket waterproof? I don't know, mate, you tell me. The gas police in the comments will also say you should be pumping the expansion vessel up as well, but I'm here to fix the important problems first. So with the draining down, normal thing, pop the diverter valve out, open the bleed at the top, lets the air in, pushes the water out. Try not to spill the bucket as well. With the cold main turned off, open the hot tap to take the pressure off. Now we're going to suck the water out of the case and then use the blue roll just to dry the connections as best we can. You can see how wet that is. Now we're going to get into the PCB, check the fast blow. We check for continuity across the fuse. That's got no life in it, so we're going to get that changed. Who would have thought it? They put a spare one under there, look. Don't even have to go to the van to get it. Pop that back in. Now I'm going to turn it on to see if it's affected anything else, but I've left the connections off to the fan and the gas valve because I'm still drying those. So the boiler's lit up, all looks good. So now I'm going to crack on and fix the flow elbow. Well, I say fix it, I mean replace it. To pull the pins out, you're going to battle with the clips and then you're just gently going to prise that off the heat exchanger. And then you're going to get your grips and you're going to battle with the flow elbow as well, getting it off the pipe at the back, because I don't think they ever come off easy. Nothing grabs harder than a Worcester Bosch O-ring. Success. Pop that off. Now we're going to get rid of those O-rings. Obviously I carry flow elbows as van stock. And then you're going to make this look like a right job in itself because you're holding the phone one-handed and then attacking it with a screwdriver one-handed. Then plenty of lube on the new one and just pop it in and put the clips in. And then once everything's dry, try again. Brilliant. So let's check the serial number because we want the FD code. We're looking for 881. I'm going to whip out the Breakdown Bible Wet Edition. Going to head down to FD codes. We're going to find 881 somewhere, probably further back actually, over here. There we go, 881 January 2008. So in pencil, so you can rub it off, just write January 2008 on the heat exchanger, and then I'm going to whip out Partsarena, type in the GC number, which is also on the data badge, 4731185, and then go to the boiler that you want, go to parts list. Then we're going to go to gas valve and it's just down there, number 5. And then this is why we needed the FD code. So that's the fan that we wanted because there's 2 options. Who would have thought it? I carry the fan as van stock as well. So 13mm nut, we're going to take that off the top of the heat exchanger. We're also going to use our spanner to pop that off the gas valve just to make life easy. Then we're going to use one hand to just twist that out, just like that. And then I'm going to try and get all the water out. Not that it really matters anymore, but it's literally dripping. So we're going to take that nut and clamp off. Then we're going to have a look at the electrodes. To be fair, the electrodes are fine, but we do have to change the red gasket. But that comes with the fan anyway. So we're going to get the fan changed over. I've got plenty of videos of me changing the fan step by step, so I'm not going to do that. And then to put it all back together, I clamp that back on with just the nut, and then I put the flame rectification electrode leads back on, then put the fan assembly back in, and then I'll undo the nut, put the clamp on and put the nut back on. Again, that's one of my top tips that you'll find on my other videos. So far we've changed the fan, the red gasket and the flow elbow. So there we go, clamps on, tighten that nut up. I should have done the lottery today because that plate literally came out the back without taking anything else out. I just undid 2 screws and slid it down through that hole. And now we know the new one will go back up there because it's only a 14 plate on the new one and the old one was 16 plate. So we're going to try and slide that up there. You can see it in there. I'm just going to have to put the camera down to put my hand in to hold it in place and then tighten the screws up just like that. That's the first time I've ever been able to do that. So now there's a box of parts that we've changed. We're going to turn the cold main back on, check for any leaks. Then I'm just going to open the flow and return underneath, and then going to start filling the system. I sped the filling up, no one wants to see that. Right, now it's full, let's turn that on and try not to have a firework display again. Green light means go. Going to get all the air out of the system. Then we're going to do our 26.9 checks. Highs and lows can be found on the data badge again. 9.2, 9.8 is what we want. So this job turned into a bit of a nightmare, but we got there in the end. So that's another one done. Happy days.